Almost had a sneeze there. Whew. Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm Veggie Rolls. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any more delicious food. So, I'm going to be sharing 2 delicious potato salad recipes with you. And potato salad is like one of my all-time favorite comfort foods ever of all time. Did I say that already? Well, yes, it's true. Potato on its own and salad on its own, to me, those words are like, meh. But when you stick them together, potato salad, I'm like, yay! Super excited. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show you. These are super easy. Let's get veggie. So the first recipe I'm going to be showing you guys is a slight twist to the recipe that I grew up eating all the time. My mom used to always, and still to this day, makes apple potato salad. And you're thinking probably like, what? Apple with potatoes and what? It's delicious. Oh my goodness, it's so good. So first thing you're gonna need is 4 cups of cooked potatoes, and I just got these cooked potatoes here, any potatoes that you prefer, and I'm gonna be using about 3/4 of a cup to a cup of vegan mayo. Next, I'm going to be adding half of a red apple, chopped up. That's where it gets like, what are you doing, Rose? Why are you adding apple? Trust me, don't knock it until you try it. It's so good. You're probably going to be like, what? And then you try it out and you're going to love it. Next, we're going to toss in the onion, and I'm just using half of a red onion chopped up. And you don't have to do this much, you can do less. All of this, like I said, or no, I haven't said, but I will have the link down below to the exact recipe of how I did this. But you can adjust these flavors or these ingredients as much as you like. This is where the twist comes in. My mom would never put cayenne pepper in, but I'm gonna go ahead for a little bit of kick, adding 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I'm also going to be doing some cracked black pepper. I like pepper, so I get generous with it. And then just a light pinch of salt. And then you're going to go ahead and mix this up. I usually don't mix up or mash up my potatoes before I do the mixing, even though I know some people do. I'd rather not, because I know it's going to get sort of like a little mashed up while you mix it. That's why I like to keep it sort of like in big chunks. And these potatoes were boiled in cubes. And when you boil potatoes to make your potato salad, try to keep your potato cubes as uniform as possible, and that way it'll cook, everything will cook at the same time. Also, make sure that it is fork tender and not like super soft like when you're making mashed potatoes. You're going to go ahead and plate this, and you just serve it just like that. This stuff is so good. And I have some little green onions just to sprinkle over top, just as a garnish. Next we have our avocado cream potato salad. So for the dressing to this potato salad, you're going to need 2 cups of soaked cashews. I'm also going to be using 3 tablespoons of olive oil, half a cup or a small handful of cilantro. You could do more if you like. I'm also going to be using 1 whole avocado. Make sure it's nice and ripe. And the juice of half of a lime. You're also going to do a nice generous pinch of salt, because nothing in here is salted. And then I'm going to add about half of a cup of water. And then we're going to start blending that up. And you want this to be like the consistency you would get for any dressing for a potato salad, so that like mayo type of thickness. So you're going to keep adding water if you need more water. That's why you add in just a little at a time. Let's go ahead and blend this thing. I'm going to add a little bit more, so I'm going to say we did the whole cup of water, but make sure that you put a little at a time so you won't like make yours way too liquidy. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. We could go for a little bit more salt. Again, nothing in here before we made it had any salt. That's why you have to put salt in there. Oh, and pepper, of course. Can't forget the pepper. And a little bit more water, just to make sure that the consistency is perfect. I don't want to give you an exact measurement on water. I would say like a cup or a little more. So I was just about done mixing this, and I completely forgot that I had to add half onion over your shoulder. Is that for good luck, or is that for like, what is that? So anyways, so you're gonna add half of a red onion, or any onion, doesn't have to be red, I just always use red. So half of an onion into there, mix it all together. Again, once it reaches a consistency that is perfect for mixing into your potato salad, then it's done. Don't forget to taste test it and make sure that the taste is good. You can add any salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever you choose at this point. Alright guys, so realizing that I made enough of this mix to do 3 batches, or a lot more potatoes, which is what I usually do, you're going to have a lot more left of this. You can split it in 3, or you can just make more potatoes and use that. But I also like to use the sauce for a couple of different things. You can pour it over some roasted veggies and it tastes delicious, or whatever you choose to add it in. In here, I'm also going to add 1/4 of a cup of chopped up cilantro and 1/4 of a cup of green onion. Mix that all together. Next, I'm going to go ahead and plate this. You can garnish this with a little slice of avocado, maybe a couple green onions, and a little cilantro leaf. Alright guys, so it's time for the taste test cam. This is the avocado cream potato salad. It's so fresh and delicious. Actually, I think some dill, fresh dill, would go even better in there. I think it would be like, take this over the top. But I just thought about that. So maybe you guys could incorporate it into your dish. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you make this recipe or any of my other recipes, please feel free to tag me on Instagram, because I would love to see what you have come up with. Also, go ahead and share this video so other people could see how delicious vegan food could be. And yeah, click on one of these videos if you'd like to continue watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye guys!